For a great Chinese street food style fried noodle, you actually don't need a wok, but you will need this. Secret weapon. It's a fan, a box fan. Today we'll be showing you the technique of making you mian. This is the pre-cooked noodles that's the mainstay for street style fried noodles everywhere from Chengdu to Shenzhen. And that's because these noodles, they make stir-fried noodles so easy and quick. They are already cooked to begin with. They fry so nicely, they never stick, and they love to take on flavors. So that stir-fried noodle can just come together in no time. And you can make them with literally any noodle you want. While in China, what you usually see is this kind of fresh alkaline noodles. You can actually just use dry, or you can use Japanese style ramen noodles like what we opt for today. Or you can even use something like angel hair pasta that actually works really well as well. So just simply boil your noodles until they're al dente, then strain. After that, move them over to a large baking tray and oil them. Drizzle in a couple tablespoons of oil, coat it evenly, and place that in front of our secret weapon box fan. Or you can use a hand fan or a magazine if you are skillful. As you are oiling and fanning the noodles, jiggle them with a pair of chopsticks in front of the fan to let the steam escape. Or use your hands if chopsticks is a little bit hard to control. Just keep it moving. After it cools down, about 5 minutes of doing this, set that aside, and these you mians are ready to be used. Now my suggestion is to make a larger batch here because these noodles, they keep really well in the fridge. We've gone up to 8 days. So this will be great for a meal prep for a couple meals throughout the week. Or if you have a good Chinese supermarket around you, sometimes you'll be able to find this kind of noodles. On the package, the character is called you mian, and it seems like in English it's called pre-cooked noodles. Either way, once we have this ready, we can chao our mian. So you can really add anything you want into this fried noodles. This can be a proper one-person meal. But for your add-ins, you don't want to push it over the weight of your noodles. So today in our recipe, we are using the following add-ins: ham, onion, carrots, and baby bok choy, with everything cut into slivers to fit the shape of our noodle. Then besides those, because we're aiming for a Chinese street food style fried noodle, we also need a Chinese street food style seasoning. So for the seasoning mix, we'll have 8 teaspoons each of salt, MSG, and 5 spice powder. And for that street food flavor, we can't miss that 8 teaspoons each of chicken bouillon powder and the very important cumin powder. And together with that, we'll also have a seasoning sauce. Here we have 1 tablespoon light soy sauce, half tablespoon dark soy sauce, and half tablespoon oyster sauce. Mix them well and keep those on the side until you are ready to fry. So wok up first, and don't worry, we'll show you how to switch to a skillet in just a second. But if using the wok, as always, first, long yao. Get your wok piping hot, shut off the heat, add in 1 tablespoon of oil, give it a quick swirl, then over a high flame add in our noodles. Spread our noodles out, move it around, and let it fry on one side for about 1 minute to brown a bit. Then flip, quickly brown the other side for another minute. Now add in the ham, quick mix, then in with the aromatics. Here we have 2 big cloves of minced garlic and 1 spicy fresh chili. Give it another mix and then add in all of our vegetables. Mix well with your spatula and chopstick, or a tongue if you prefer. Then sprinkle in the seasoning mix. Swirl the sauce onto your noodles so that it doesn't burn on the side of your very hot wok. Now fry everything together for about another 2 minutes or so and heat off and out. Optionally, place some fried egg on top, and now you have your Chinese street food style fried noodles. So now I'll hand it off to Chris, who will show you how to make this with nothing but a simple skillet and an induction stove.
So, as we teased in the intro, it can also totally work in a nonstick skillet too. Now, I have the generally unpopular opinion that skillets, and especially griddles, they can actually do a really reasonable job stir frying too. Like, just think about a Japanese teppanyaki joint, and similar styles of stir frying also totally exist on the street in China too. Now, in a home setting, skillets, they will have a couple of downsides, and the biggest one, I think, is splatter. Like, sometimes if you're working in a skillet on a really oil-heavy recipe, your kitchen, it can really end up turning into a disaster zone, and then you kind of have to cosplay Dexter after dinner. But for this kind of recipe, stuff like fried noodles, fried rice, that kind of thing, they really don't take all that much oil. Like, we were just working off of 1 tablespoon, so that's not going to be a really big problem with this one. With that said, though, I do also still have a couple of other suggestions. First, because skillets, they do have a little less room to maneuver than a big wok, something that you can do is you can take half your dark soy sauce and you can mix it in with your noodles at first. This was a technique that I picked up from Thai pad see ew making, and it also seems to work pretty well here. And second, if you're working with a nonstick skillet, like I was today, definitely don't do that whole longyao process that we just did. Instead, add the oil to a cool pan, turn the heat to high, and then immediately go in with the noodles and spread them out. And that's because nonstick, it's famously degrades at high temperatures, but you're generally still okay over a high flame so long as you have enough stuff inside of it. If you're really worried, one of these cool little temp guns, they can help make 100% sure that you're on the safe side of a 260, or you could knock the heat back a little bit. But whatever you do, do not heat this pan up empty because it can really go from 0 to midnight in an absolute flash. So for me, on this induction, it takes about 1 minute for the surface to dry up a bit, and then I'll flip, then I'll go for another 30 seconds. Then we'll do the ham, mix another 30 seconds, then in with the aromatics and give it a quick mix. Vegetables in, and then fry that all together for another minute, or until the vegetables wilt a touch. And then we'll take the skillet off the flame and toss in the seasoning, both the dry and the liquid. Quick mix, back on the flame, and fair warning that mixing this in a skillet, it can be a touch of a pain. Like here I'm trying to mix it with chopsticks and my rice cooker spoon because we actually don't have a not metal wokchan. It's awkward, but it does the job. A couple flips can also help. And once that seasoning's all good and mixed in, about a half a minute, out. Nonstick skillet fried noodles, done. So yeah, skillet frying. I would still suggest a round bottom wok if you have the stove set up for it. It has all of the benefit of a skillet and a pot with none of the splatter, or at least, I guess, a lot less of the splatter. But we also don't really saute or stir fry in a skillet all that much personally. So if you have any tips on splatter avoidance, definitely let us know down in the comments, because it would be nice if our recipes could be a little bit more accessible for the wok list too. But either way, huge thank you to everybody that's supporting us on Patreon. We could not make these videos without you. And of course, subscribe for more Chinese cooking videos.